How many of you have never done anything stupid with your RV?
Put it in the comments below, but if you put none, you're lying or you don't own an RV.
So in this video, we're going to talk about 5 common and can be very costly mistakes that RVers make. So the first one is what I'm sitting on, which is the steps. How many of you, to be honest, put in the comments below, have forgotten to stow your steps before you leave? Now, how do we know that this is a common problem? Because we did it. Poor Nellie, we were in Tennessee and we started driving and we hear, now we didn't have the step, I don't know.
They didn't retract for some reason.
Yeah, like something happened. I don't know if it was our fault, maybe I won't blame us, but we did do a little bit of damage, not as much as it could have been.
There was no damage to the steps, it was just the cover.
The rug, yeah, it was a little like pulled up. But anyway, it can be costly if you drive and you hit something and you really damage the step. So number one, be very careful before you take off. Always double check that those steps are retracted.
So number 2, you can see behind me, I mean, this is a small 5th wheel, but it's still pretty high. Number 2 is going to be know your height clearances. And I would suggest that you actually measure from your highest point down to the bottom. This is very common. We've seen this on forums. It's actually one that's going around. It's a motorhome, elderly couple. They drove under an underpass that was like 9.5 feet tall, and they were, I think, in a Monaco motorhome, and it wasn't pretty. But you really need to know your heights. Why? Because it can cause a lot of damage. Not only that, it can jam up a whole highway for miles. In order to help prevent this, there are RV GPS units out there. You could put your height, your length, your weight, and it will calculate and it will tell you what roads you can take and what roads you can't take. Now, just a word of advice, don't put all your faith in a computer. You gotta still use this, right? You still gotta use your head, because we've already been sent down roads that we know there's low clearance, and one of us are watching and we kind of may have to make the U-turns. Happened to us a couple of times. So again, know your height and don't put your faith in a computerized GPS.
And I want to add another video that was floating around social media. Did you see it? There was a couple that, I think it was a motorhome, and they went through a fast food drive-through and totally took off the top of their RV.
Who even thought about doing that?
Yeah.
They didn't watch this video.
Yeah. Number 3, backing your RV up without spotters. Do people do it? I'm sure they do, using multiple cameras if there's single travelers.
Big mistake in my opinion.
I would not recommend. If you are traveling individually and you get to somewhere, I would do your best to even have, a camp host or somebody assist you in backing up so you keep that RV in one piece.
Yeah, depending on what you're driving, some of these trailers are quite small and maybe you can pull it off. We have a motorhome. I'm pretty confident driving that motorhome. You are also. If I'm driving alone or if I get to a campsite alone, I'm getting a camp host. I don't care. Camp host is getting on the golf cart and they're coming out and they're spotting me in. Why? I have cameras. Yeah, I do. I can't see what's above me. The camera's not pointing up. I can't see if a small kid darts out in one of my blind spots. It's just not worth the risk. It's just not worth it.
No, it isn't. And I would actually rather back our motorhome in by myself than a 5th wheel. A huge 5th wheel. Have you seen people back in huge 5th wheels into these tight spots? God bless you, because I don't know how you do it. But yes, I mean, anything really strongly recommended that you don't do it alone. All
right, so the 4th very common mistake, and this fights about this all the time. They call them the tow Nazis, right? All over the forums. Oh, all the time. They fight about it.
Seen that.
It's going to be knowing what you're capable of towing. Now, for example, we have this Jayco Eagle 5th wheel, kind of like an entry-level 5th wheel. It's very simple to find this stuff out. What I'm going to say is don't rely on the dealership you bought your truck from, because most of the time they don't know and they don't care. Or the dealership you bought your RV from, because they may not know or may not care. You have to do this on your own. Very simple. Every RV, there's going to be a weight card on it. So for example, this Jayco Eagle, it says it right here. The weight with a full propane cylinder and full generator, if applicable, is 11,103 pounds. Gross vehicle weight rating is 12,995 pounds. What does that tell me? That tells me that I can't pull this with my Ram 1500. It doesn't matter what the dealer says. My Ram 1500 is not capable of that. If you go to whatever tow vehicle you have, you go right in the driver's side door, it's gonna tell you exactly what the payload is, how much you can tow. You got to be within those numbers. I'm not talking like at the max. Give yourself like a 15% leeway there. That way there's no surprises and you're well underneath, well within your towing capacity so you can tow safely.
And we actually will link up above a video we did all about
Very popular
towing.
video,
Yeah.
we'll link that above. The fifth very common thing that happens regarding RVers and mistakes they made is not maintaining their batteries. Now, standard on most RVs, unless you're starting to go a little higher end, it's going to be lead acid batteries, right? There's wet cells in there. Those cells have to be maintained. What are a lot of places doing? They're not maintaining them, or they're draining their batteries to a level that once you drain to that level, those batteries are shot.
Yeah, you're not going to recharge them. Also, so like for example here, if you're getting an RV at a dealership, a lot of them, like some dealerships we've been to, every RV is plugged in. Right, Florida, they plug everything in, which is awesome. Here in New Jersey, they're not plugged in. So if the batteries are in here, they may be draining. And even if the battery disconnect is off, that doesn't mean anything. There's still a drain on those batteries. So you could be getting batteries that are just no good. Really more, we're talking about people maintaining their own batteries, so just to keep that in mind.
Yeah, absolutely. If you have lead acid batteries, even if you have the AGM batteries, you can't keep them like draining all the time. The lead acid, you have to keep the fluids. The other ones, you're gonna have to keep a certain voltage in them because if they drop too low, they're done. So in the comments below, let us know, what are some mistakes you made RVing as far as like maintenance or things you didn't do? We know this is not the only thing that we've done and a lot of other people.
Fess up, people.
Yeah, put it in the comments below. And for myself and MJ, we thank you guys for watching and we'll see you on the road.